Most of us think that being constantly available is a good thing. We check our phones every few minutes, reply to messages instantly, and stay connected at all times. But what if I told you this constant availability could actually be hurting your storytelling? Here's a shocking fact. Studies show that people spend an average of 3.5 hours a day on their smartphones, and yet, we're more distracted than ever. When we're constantly available, we lose the space for creativity and powerful stories to form. Now, imagine you stop being available. What would happen if you pulled back, gave yourself some space, and allowed your stories to breathe? Here's the twist. The less available you are, the more captivating your stories become. Sounds strange, right? But it's true. In this video, you'll discover how stepping back and embracing silence can transform your storytelling. You'll learn why great storytellers don't rush to fill every moment with words, and how mystery and absence can make your audience's attention stick to your story like glue. Stick around, because you're about to unlock the secrets of powerful, unforgettable storytelling. Chapter 1: The Power of Presence. Why disappearing is your superpower. Great storytellers understand that sometimes, less is more. The more present you are in the moment, the more your audience connects with your story. But here's the twist. In storytelling, presence doesn't mean constantly filling the air with words. It means knowing when to step back, creating a rhythm of pauses and silences that allow your audience to catch up and reflect. Jung understood the need for space in life, and the same applies to storytelling. Silence allows your audience to feel and interpret things on their own. Think of it like the pauses in a great song. The silence makes the music more powerful. The key here is creating space for your audience to emotionally digest the story. When you embrace this concept, your storytelling will shift. It will go from simply saying things to making your audience feel things. That's when the magic happens. Chapter 2: Silencing the Noise. Crafting stories from inner silence. When life gets noisy, creativity suffers. If you're constantly available, constantly responding to every notification, you're filling your mind with distractions. The best stories come from a place of quiet, both mentally and physically. To craft powerful narratives, you need to be willing to step away from everything else. A study from the University of California found that spending just 15 minutes in quiet contemplation can boost creativity by as much as 50%. Great storytellers use silence to reset their minds. This allows ideas to flow naturally without interference. To embrace silence, try setting aside time each day to simply reflect, away from your phone or any noise. This practice will give your storytelling a depth that is hard to achieve when you're constantly available. By cutting out the noise, you'll find clarity. Your stories will come from a place of focused thought, rather than chaos. That's when your audience will notice the difference. Chapter 3: The Art of Disappearing. How to create mystery in your narrative. A mystery is often what keeps an audience hooked. Carl Jung's work on the unconscious mind highlights that we're drawn to the unknown. The less you reveal at the start of a story, the more your audience will be compelled to stick around to figure it out. Great storytellers know how to drop hints without giving away the full picture right away. Think of movies like Inception or books like The Da Vinci Code. Both masterfully use mystery to pull the audience in. By withholding key details, the story deepens and the intrigue builds. You can do this in your own storytelling by introducing a problem or question that doesn't get resolved until much later in the narrative. By doing so, you hold the audience's attention until the very last moment. This strategy is not just about suspense, it's about engaging the audience's curiosity and imagination. If you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to subscribe for more unique storytelling strategies that will help you create lasting impact with your stories. Chapter 4: Becoming the Unseen. The invisible thread of great storytellers. One of the most powerful aspects of storytelling is what isn't said. Great storytellers weave an invisible thread that runs through their narratives. It's subtle and not always obvious, but it's what keeps the audience engaged. Jung believed that our unconscious mind holds the answers we seek, and great storytellers tap into this. They don't spoon-feed information, they leave breadcrumbs for the audience to find. When you tell a story, think about the subtext, the emotions, motivations, and hidden meanings that aren't directly stated. The less you reveal outright, the more your audience is forced to work through the story themselves. The art of becoming the unseen involves knowing when to step back and let the audience interpret the deeper layers of your story. This makes your story feel alive, like a conversation that's constantly evolving. Great storytelling is often less about what's there and more about what's not there. Chapter 5, From Availability to Mystery, The Secret of the Unspoken. Sometimes, the most powerful moments in a story are those that aren't spoken aloud. Carl Jung's work on the shadow self explains that much of what defines us is hidden, unconscious. Similarly, great stories often reveal more in what's left unspoken than in the dialogue itself. If you're always available with your words, your audience doesn't have to fill in the gaps. To make your storytelling more effective, allow for moments of silence, tension, and unspoken emotions. For example, a simple look between characters can say more than an entire monologue. The key is to give your audience space to read between the lines and draw their own conclusions. This technique works in both writing and speaking, allowing the story to breathe and giving it an emotional weight that goes beyond what's said aloud. The best stories are those that leave you thinking long after they end. Let your story be one of those. Chapter 6, Transformative Storytelling, How Embracing Absence Makes Your Story Timeless. In the world of storytelling, absence can be as important as presence. It's not about saying everything, it's about saying just enough. Think about the most memorable stories. Often, it's the unsaid that sticks with us. Jung once stated, "The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct." This is a great reminder that storytelling isn't always about filling every gap with words. Timeless stories, whether in film, books, or oral traditions, often leave room for personal interpretation. They resonate because they speak to universal truths. By embracing absence in your storytelling, you allow your audience to project their own emotions and experiences into the story. This makes the narrative more personal and lasting. The less you dictate, the more room you give for your audience to feel and experience the story in their own way. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll get more insights on storytelling that will help you create narratives people remember. In conclusion, to become a great storyteller, embrace the power of silence, mystery, and absence. Like Carl Jung suggests, when you stop being constantly available, you create space for something deeper to unfold. Great stories are often about what's left unsaid, what's paused, and what's hidden in the shadows. By applying these strategies, you'll craft stories that not only captivate but also resonate on a much deeper level with your audience. So, stop filling every gap and start letting your story breathe. The less you say, the more powerful your narrative becomes.